Welcome back to coverage of World Championship 29 from Las Vegas. I'm Ailey Loney alongside Corey Baumeister, and we have seen the conclusion of 3 of our 4 quarterfinals. 1 more to go, friends. Who is going to join our 3 players who have already made it through? We're going to jump into game number 4 here with Willy Edel on domain control, or domain ramp, versus Kazune Kosaka on Esper. Corey, what do you think is going to happen here, friend?
You know, this is another really close one. Both of these decks, both of these players have prepared for each other's deck. You know, there's no clear, way ahead deck here. You know, both of them have a lot of game to play, so we'll see. Both great players as well.
Yeah, as we join this match, Kazune Kosaka is up 2-1 with Esper, so looking pretty good here for a player who's had an incredible run this season.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, I favor Esper.
Listen here.
Should have told me that first. It would have been so much easier to answer that.
I sure guess I could have done that, huh? All right, let's get things underway here. Kazune Kosaka with the Restless land down on the battlefield to kick things off. Let's see how Willy proceeds with his first turn. So just lands a plenty down for both these players. Rafine's Tower.
Yep.
Followed up with a Boseiju and Korea's Briefcase from Willy Edel.
And no Thalias or anything from this version of Esper, so you don't have anything to really slow down these domain ramp decks. So just trying to play a much more mid-range style deck. And that just means Kosaka has the access to a bunch more counter spells in this matchup, which help quite a lot.
Yeah, so as we join the players, these would be the post-board games. So, they would have had access to the tools in the sideboard to try and get the advantage against the opponent.
Absolutely.
So Lord Skitter and his rats, making things a little difficult here for Willy. Just the Topiary Stomper, not allowed to attack or block just yet, needs 7 lands to do so, but then the Citizen on the other side of the board.
Yep, and I believe I saw a couple Kaido Shizukis in hand there for Kosaka. Decides not to play them. Has Negate and Destroy Evil as things to play as well. Maybe trying to play around Archangel. Archangel ends up being a really, really scary card. And we'll see if this is enough to negate.
I mean, you don't have to worry about a big ol' enchantment later on, so I like getting rid of that. So
I think so too.
Scorn countered, the rat survives.
Especially with Kosaka's hand there being Rafine, Destroy Evil, and then 2 Kaido Shizukis. You just want to start casting your cards.
Yeah, so preserve the board state that is already set up here for Kazune Kosaka.
Okay, and Willy did have the land there. The land's pretty important. 1 more land, and both of those are unlocked, and that becomes some real threats.
Yeah, one of them being dealt with preemptively here by Kazune, ensuring that next turn they're not both attacking. Down to 12 goes Willy Edel.
Okay, so as it stood before this turn, Kosaka did not have anything to play on Willy's turn, so must have drawn some piece of instant speed interaction here, maybe Wandering Emperor or a counter spell.
Oh, depopulate, okay. There goes the board.
There it is.
There's the Wandering Emperor, so yeah. Nice follow-up, but an even nicer follow-up there about Willy being able to get rid of that Wandering Emperor, just leaving the 2/2 behind before it gets got by Leyline Binding.
So now Kosaka has the option to Rafine and then loot with the attack, or play Kaido.
Nice.
Goes for Rafine because there's no removal spell that Willy could have right now to deal with it.
Sunfall taking care of the board, gets a 2-countered Incubate token. Denek Pious Apprentice hits the board here.
And playing Rafine there instead of Kaido did lead to a little bit more overextending into that Wrath effect.
Yeah. Locthwain Scorn clearing the battlefield once again, so just the 2-countered Incubator on the board. And we're going to see Ardenvale Fealty create that Knight at instant speed. So yeah, Kazune's just doing a great job of applying pressure to Willy's life total. Down to 10.
Yep, and there's a couple of Virtues fired off from both players. And a Disdainful Stroke picked up here from Kosaka.
Yep, doesn't want to run his Knight into that Incubator. Or the Phyrexian therein.
Yep. And we have seen these Esper decks just trying to go really tall in the sense that you just want to get just a couple creatures and make them very gigantic. We even saw the really absurd game with Willy playing the winning in for this, going extremely tall. All right, and there is Kaido. Looks like just one land from Willy there. Oh, no, lied. One ley line binding.
Yoink. Planeswalkers hanging out under the ley line bindings. And now, will we see some reanimation here from Willy Edel?
That's huge.
These Esper decks don't have a good answer against enchantments most of the time.
No, not really.
Need Destroy Evil or Bust, essentially.
Yeah, playing Denek, you know, where you can't target, that ends up being good. But this is the flip side of Denek here, for anyone wondering.
So Denek Pious Apparition.
Yeah, it does not have that same static on the flip side.
Willy is going to be very happy about that.
Yeah. So now what do we bring back, if anything? Yep, just the Stomper. You get that ability as well. That's a fine card. It can block the 2/2, but it does not block Denek flying over for 3. So Willy will have to find something here or be heading out in just top 8.
What do we have in hand here for Kazune? A land and?
Wandering Emperor, it looked like.
I mean, yeah, I'd be tempted to just... Oh, we're jamming with the Restless. I keep forgetting the name of
this is a lethal attack, right? Because 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a lethal attack right here.
Yeah.
And that's an Atraxa in hand for Willy. I think we're all done here.
Atraxa just one turn too late. We can block the Restless Fortress. Denek getting in as well as the Knight. There's the hand extended, and Kazune Kosaka taking down the Hall of Famer in impressive fashion there.
Wow. That was impressive. Now we have our top 4 all ready to go, and you know, it's kind of impossible with how great our top 8 was to not have an amazing top 4, but wow, it's going to be a really, really nice couple of matches coming up next.
It's going to be great. We got Jean-Emmanuel Duprat, Anthony Lee, we got Simon Nielsen, and now we have Kazune Kosaka. So after the break, we're going to be back at the desk with Maria to lay out the rest of the day.